saying here's the woman ad break now. All right, let's talk about Tim Pool having a Joker moment, and not like the cool Joker, like Indian Joker, but like the weird, gas station Joker. Okay, he's losing
James
his shit.
O'Keefe, an anti-establishment individual, and I mean that with respect, but he is outright just a journalist, is facing.
James O'Keefe is not a fucking journalist. Okay, he's not. His entire purpose on this planet is to fucking deceptively edit shit, try to fucking go and get people to say stuff so that he can like secretly film it and then deceptively edit it and make it seem like they're saying something else. The only reason why James O'Keefe is still in operation and not actually fucking in jail or whatever, maybe not in jail, but the only reason why James O'Keefe is not, what is this, you versus Tim Pool when? Is because he is backed entirely by the Republican Party, but he is like a total fucking scumbag, a total liar. He has tried to debate, for example, the Washington Post and got fucking owned. And he gets owned regularly. He gets called out regularly for fucking lying, but it doesn't matter because the Republicans don't care as long as it's on their side. They literally do not care that James O'Keefe is lying all the fucking time.
The boot of the authoritarian fascist government. And it will get worse, and it will happen to you because you keep complying. And you keep saying, but my kids need food! And now inflation is here, and there's food shortages, and your kids aren't eating. And
what is that? Who's he talking to? Like, who does Tim Pool know, like, that is experiencing like a drastic food shortage where their children cannot eat food? Like, what?
Balls.
And also, I mean, there are food deserts in this country. There are millions of families that have regularly been having a hard time feeding their kids, right? That's like millions of families are food insecure. That's why school lunch programs are really important. But I've never heard him talk about school lunch programs or even like a fundamental part of Build Back Better, which would have actually offered child tax credits to millions of families and take them out of the depths of like child poverty and food insecurity. I've never seen him advocate for shit like that. And lastly, why the fuck would anybody care about James O'Keefe if their child is starving? I mean, that's the perfect example of Republican commentary, which is like, inflation is here, there's food insecurity, you can't feed your child, and that's all because you didn't care about James O'Keefe. What are you, fucking stupid? I feel like the more important issue there is to like address the food insecurity, I think. Who gives a fuck about some like charlatan clown ass who regularly lies and gets owned all the fucking time and is only alive as a consequence of like the Republican Party advocating for him all the time.
the schools are indoctrinating your kids. And
yeah, one of these things is not like the others, bro. Schools are indoctrinating your kids. Schools are indoctrinating your kids. That's what you care about more. Then your child's not starving. Okay.
James, because you keep complying and you keep saying, but my kids need food. And now
you have to admit you're taking this clip out of context. Tim Pool is equally as cringe within the context this clip was taken
now
from.
Inflation is here and there's food shortages and your kids aren't eating and the schools are indoctrinating.
How can you report on food insecurity if journalism blocks it? That's the funniest part, is that like James O'Keefe that he's talking about is like most famous for taking down Acorn, right? Like, so this idea that fucking James O'Keefe cares about like the poor, the plight of the poor, is also a ridiculous one. So there is that too. So he literally in 2009 made those undercover videos about associations of community organizations for reform now, which was a NGO that was created in 1970. And it was an international collection of autonomous community-based organizations that advocate for low and moderate income families by working. And he literally took them down. James O'Keefe's like prominent achievement, like the thing that put him on the map was those undercover videos that he shot.
Going down in Kazakhstan right now since they lifted price limits on liquefied petroleum gas, basically full-on revolution. Will probably impact global oil
and
prices.
Of course, none of that is the reason why he got clapped. He probably got clapped because he's an anti-vaxxer. I mean, of course he's an anti-vaxxer. He's right. The schools are indoctrinating your kids. What is this? Statement. Scientists claim that dinosaurs lived over 200 million years ago. Response. Everything you read isn't true. The Bible is the only book that is completely true. If you read the Bible and study its history, you will see that the world can't be that old. The Bible tells us God created the world about 6,000 years ago, not millions of years ago. Statement. Scientists believe animals evolved and have adaptations from dinosaurs. Response. Many people do not want to believe that God created everything. They want to believe that everything happened by chance. Statement. Scientists are smart. They study things like this all the time. Response. Scientists don't know everything, especially things that happened before they were born. This is not real. This is fake. There's no shot this is real, okay? I will never believe this because no fucking dumbass hog would be stupid enough to have this in writing and openly get clapped up like this. This is a classic case of like Redditors who are anti-religion wanting to believe that this is real. I don't believe this is real. OP is doing it for the karma or just printing this shit up himself. OP seems to keep claiming that it's better than the public school system, but as someone who spent all their K through 12 years in public schools and have been to church, wait, no shot. I mean, they believe this and they say it. I'm just surprised if they actually had it in a fucking... And many people think this, for the record. Feels like the 13-year-old chapter r/atheist put their collective heads together for this page. No, chat. I'm not saying Christians don't believe this. Of course they do, bro. Come on. Bro, 42% of this country believes that Jesus Christ is going to come back before... what is it, before 2050, okay, and that the rapture is gonna happen. The fuck do you mean? What is it, like 50 to 60% of the country believes in angels and shit? Like, of course, people believe in nonsense all the time, okay, and they definitely believe that like dinosaurs and Jesus Christ were side by side, okay, and that the world is only like 6,000 years old. Like, there's creationists, we know this. I just don't think that they would like put it in writing in this in this idiotic. It's too convenient, okay? There's something a little sussy about this.
Damn happy 1 year of subbing at HasanAbi.
Yeah, 41% of Americans believe ghosts are real, and 1 in 5 say they've seen one. Yes. Now, part of the reason why they can do this or get away with like things that are similar to this, if not exactly this, is because private schools. Part of the reason why Republicans want to have private schooling is so that they can adequately indoctrinate people without the communist common core, okay? Without the indoctrination, the anti-religious, homosexual communist indoctrination of the public education system. Okay? Anyway, but it's on Reddit, so I usually don't believe. I feel like a lot of that stuff is for karma farming.